Hello guys, welcome to Forfeited TV. My name is Phyllis and thank you for joining me today. My channel talks about immigration, but today I'm going to talk about a topic that is not really connected to immigration. Something that will help everybody, anybody who lives in the United States. I recently made a video in my local language, Chi, talking about how to locate money, unclaimed property or unclaimed funds that may be for you, and and claiming them before they are forfeited, or the state takes over that money. English version of that video, not just for Ghanaians who speak English or who may not understand my local language, but to anybody, Nigerians, Cameroonians, Liberians, Egyptians, Pakistanis, Indians, Americans, Mexicans, Koreans, like anybody who is in the United States, whether you're a citizen or not, this video is for you. Today what I'm going to talk about is unclaimed property or unclaimed funds. Every year, millions of unclaimed funds are deposited with the various state entities that are meant to, hold this money is for their owners to, claim them. There's a limitation on how long money can stay for, but I have seen monies that are still, being held from 1999. So there's like quite a number of years that the state will hold on to your funds. So there are various ways for you to be owed money. I'm just gonna mention a few, but there are just many. One of the ways to be owed money would be from your employer, like from your past employer. Your current employer definitely knows your address, but your past employer, there might be funds that maybe later, after you have left your employment, they might have found out that you were owed extra wages, and they don't know where to find you, so they turn it over to the state. The other way would be like when you send Western Union or MoneyGram and that money accrues interest, and that interest money is supposed to be turned over to you, but hey, they're not going to send you a check, so they send it to the state. Another way would be foreclosures, when your property has been foreclosed and the bank is able to sell your property for more than how much you owed, but because it was foreclosure, you just got your stuff and left. Well, if the bank makes more money, then the difference, they're supposed to turn it, and after they've taken out their fees and everything, they're supposed to turn over their reminder to you. And if they can't find you, they just turn it over to the state. It could be insurance policy money, like if you were involved in an accident and your insurance paid up, and there were extra money that were due to you, that money could be there. It could be like death, insurance money. So if you are heir to somebody who died and there was extra money that they did to give to you but couldn't find you, that money could be there. It could be money from royalties. So royalties, I'm talking about minerals, so like oil and gas. So if, say, your grandparents had mineral rights and they lease it to multiple companies, like over the years, and at some point the company lost track on who even owns this property, and then but they still need to pay the owners of the the land where they're pulling the minerals from. So if they can't find you, then they turn the money over to the state where they're pulling their money from, the oil from, or they're pulling natural gas from. If you pay for something and you overpay, a retailer or whoever sold the item to, those businesses will turn it over to the state. If you stayed in an apartment and your deposit money, it could be that they're supposed to turn over to you, and because they couldn't find you, they just turn it over to the state. So you may be asking, or you may be wondering, like, why don't they mail the check to me? Well, people move around, and the bank it's easier for them to just turn it over to the state than just to look for you. And you know, lately, when you get a check in the mail, we've seen all the fraudulent checks that come up in the mail. So if they sent you a check, you probably may not even believe that it's legit. So it's with the state, and the employer is not going to, or these companies, they're not going to buy, you know, being verified, these type of identity or background search product to look for you, to look for your current address. So that is where the money is. That's why, you know, money gets turned over to this to the state. So claiming your money is free. You don't have to pay. Or just searching to see whether you're owed money. You don't have to pay anybody. Walk you through how to claim this money. All right. But I just wanted to give you a background how this money comes about, and you know, why they're turned over to the state. And one other thing, that money does not accrue interest in the state coffers. So let's say that if the state is holding on to your money like $5,000 and it stays there for 10 years, you're still getting $5,000. Maybe the interest money, I'm not sure if the state keeps the money in a bank. If the state keeps the money in the bank, then the state gets, you know, the change, because you are not paying for any maintenance fee, you're not paying for any storage fees, okay? But you get your same amount. If it's $20, if you wait 30, well, not 30 years, so let me not go too far, but if you wait too long, that money it stays the same, or the state could take over that money, because there's a limitation. I'm not sure, because every state is different. So to find this money, you just go on Google or any search engine that you use. But I use Google for this, so that is the one that I'll be more familiar with, the process or the steps. So when you go to Google, just type your state name, like North Carolina, Texas, Florida. So you type Florida Unclaimed Property. So when you type that, and then the results come up, the first two items on the results page, one of them should be the official, or they both could be the official page. Make sure that you don't pay for this. So if you go to any website and they're asking you to pay, please don't pay. But when the link shows up, I'm sure there, you know, there will be some, you know, information that will let you know that this is a state, you know, website. When you click the link and go to the page, so the page will not be, may not be the government official page. We know that most government official page will be .gov, but when it comes to unclaimed property, different states may have different browser address for that. Like some states will have like missingmoney.org. Texas is claimit.texas.org. Oklahoma, I think, is oktreasures.gov or something. But so don't think that because Texas is claimittexas.org, yours, if you're in Florida, is going to be claimit Florida. No, different states will have different browser name for, you know, that purpose. So when you get to that page, just look for search. Look for search. And when you see the search, or some of the pages, the more you scroll down on that page, you will see that search by name, so, or business name. So you can be a business owner and search by your business name. So search by name, you search your name. All right. For me personally, I search by my last name. So when you search by your last name, and then you look at the results, and then see if any of the names match yours. Because remember, any of the names matches yours. Because remember that there are some places that they will have your first, middle name, and last name. And then there are times that you don't even use, but you use just two names, your first and last names. So that's why I'm saying that you can search with your full name, Your first name is not required for you to use that in the search, but your last name will give you more results so that you can go through and see. When you see, the first column will be the names, and then I believe the second column, this is for Texas. The second column will be the address that this property is connected to. So let's say that you're in Texas now and you're searching in Florida, and you look at some address that you remember, you recognize this address, then you know that, oh yeah, I lived in this address. So, and the name is my name. It may not have my middle name, but it has my name. This was my previous apartment. Then you check it. You check the left column. There's like a box next to that. If it doesn't have a box for you to check, it should say claim, and then you click on that. So if you have multiple entries on there, then you can click on all of them, and then you go to the bottom, and then you click on submit claim. So when you click on submit claim, you fill in your information. It's going to ask you for your social security number or your tax ID, but it's never going to ask you for money. If it asks you for money, that means that you are on an heirs finders page. Heirs finders are people or businesses that are paid to do these searches for people to help you find your money. And when they do that in the state of Texas, they can charge you at most 10% of the money that they claim for you. They cannot charge you more than 10% in the state of Texas. But as I'm telling you, this is simple. You don't need an heirs finder company to do this search for you. You can do it on your own. And so when you do and you submit claim, and you fill out all this information, and then you will print this information. When you finish, you print the form. When you print that, it's going to ask you for a copy or a photocopy of your driver's license. So you add your driver's license, and depending on the state, different states might ask for more documentation, because hey, imagine that you're in Texas now and you're filing for one in New York because you lived in New York, and now you have a Texas driver's license, but New York might need something more to prove to show that you lived in New York and this is really you and not somebody else. So you fill out all this information, and then you print out, and then you attach the documentation that is required, and you mail it to them. They will give you, there's an address for you to mail this information to, and when you mail it to them, it should take at most 8 weeks. I'm not sure if COVID-19 will, make it go slower, but it shouldn't take more than 8 weeks. Hey, I know 8 weeks is long, but know that your money has been sitting there for quite some time and you've been okay. All right, so you're gonna be okay with your money still sitting there. But 8 weeks, they'll process it, and if they are able to confirm that you are the rightful owner, that money will be sent to you. A check will be sent to you so that you can cash your money. Please search your name, search your family members, pass it on to your friends so that they can do their own searches, because there are many people out there who don't even know that they have money sitting there. And some people will say that, my grandfather had this mineral rights and the company stopped paying us, and they're not. Like, go look here, because you could have money sitting there. So please do this. Pass this video around. Let your friends and family, take advantage of this. I know it's COVID-19 and, people are struggling financially. Even if you're not struggling financially, why would you let your money sit somewhere else, and, just sit there? Okay, so go ahead and claim your money. Some states allow you to, donate to some charities. But not every state will have that. So states that don't have the charity option, well then, if you want to donate it, then you have to go through the claiming process as if you're, collecting your money for a step, and then you go donate it. But there are some states that will have like that option for a charity, so that you can either donate all of your money or some of the money to that charity. But please go do this search and see if you have money sitting there for you, because don't let your money go to waste. I'm sure this money could bless you this time of the year as we're approaching Christmas. So if you love my video, please subscribe, like and comment, share for your family and friends to know, to take advantage of this unclaimed property, the unclaimed property, search. All right, so I'll see you guys on my next video. Love you guys. Bye bye.